Hi there, it's Sarah from Inspire Tarot. Welcome to the channel. Let's see what messages Spirit has for us today. The Devil. Don't panic when this comes out, because it's good. The Devil is a very growth-oriented card. I think the tendency is to panic when these cards come out, but actually it's really helpful, because when these darker or seemingly darker cards come out, they're actually super helpful for our spiritual journey, because we need to know what we're doing wrong. We need to be told so we can make these practical changes. And the Devil card is all about the shadow. It's about the ego. It's about the parts of ourselves that are causing the discomfort and the problems in our life that we need to look at. And the Seven of Swords is about dishonesty and theft. So where are we stealing from ourselves? Where are we blocking from ourselves? And where are we not being honest with ourselves? You know, I've been doing a lot of work on myself recently. Feeling I think we just kind of think of it as when we're born, we are, even though we're not really a blank slate, because we come from a different lifetime and we bring the consciousness from previous lifetimes into this lifetimes, but essentially we are a blank slate in that we've chosen the life path and things that the challenges we're going to experience in this lifetime, and then it's our job to navigate them and purify the mind. And because the ego uses the projection mechanism in the world, we do have to, or seem to have the capacity to push our own rubbish, our own evil or seeming evil into the external, so it looks as though the problems are outside of us, but then we seem to be on the receiving end of them. And the Seven of Swords card shows us that this projection mechanism is very dishonest, because it makes it seem as though the problems are elsewhere in other people. So we have to watch out for this deflection and this projection mechanism, and the many ways that we disown the things that we need to look at in ourselves. So the Devil gives us the opportunity to look at it. And we know that this is the parts of ourselves that hurt, and we don't want to look at it because we don't want to look at these parts of ourselves. We don't want to look at the ways that we feel unworthy, that we feel unsafe, that we feel unloved. But we have to look at them. We have to go through the darkness to the light. And the Spirit knows that we have the strength within us to face it, because we have the Spirit and the strength of God within us. And yeah, all parts of this journey are to look at the parts of ourselves that we don't like. And we're constantly given opportunities to see this with things that we interact with in the external world. And even if we try and avoid them, like avoidance is one of the Seven Swords cards, then our consciousness just grows and we become so uncomfortable inside that we can't avoid and not face things anymore. Eventually the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of change, and which forces us to change. But the more we love ourselves, the more we just want to move towards change and growth all the time. We become kind of addicted to it because it's very uplifting, and we can actually make quite fast progress when we get on with it. And the Emperor shows us somebody who has, or the aspect of ourselves that has mastery and is very much in our masculine energy, where we're just very stable and very strong and very loving, very able to cope with the challenges of life and able to help others on the same path. So we can face everything with strength, knowing that we're supported at all times and that nothing is really going wrong. And all we have to do is just master each moment and bring as much light to it as we possibly can. And whenever we do that, we grow trust over time in ourselves and understand that all we have to do is deal with the present moment. And everything takes care of itself. How many many times do we get lost in the future thinking, oh, this is going wrong, and then we start focusing on all the hypotheticals and all the ways that everything could go wrong, and it's all essentially made up in the mind, and the more we focus on it, the more likely we are to create it. But if we just trust that everything's taken care of, then it will be. The Four of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. So the Four of Wands is all about celebrating this progress that we're making. Every time that we're able to stay present and be authentic and join with others, then we're moving closer to that feeling of freedom and union. And the more our creativity comes online, the more we enjoy having fun and doing things with others, because we're less bogged down by the darkness in the mind. And then that brings us to this place of fulfillment, where we can call in the resources and the funds and things that we need, and then we can be very generous and use our vision in a way that helps humanity, but also brings us joy. The Sun. So whenever we face ourselves and be more attuned to the present moment and trust that that's where the light is, that we don't need to master anything in the future, we just need to master finding the light and the goodness within us now, and commit to doing that in every now moment. And then we feel this energetic joy and upliftment. The Sun is a very happy card. We think of the Sun as something that warms and lightens us up and helps things grow. So it's almost like the Sun is part of our life force. It's like a symbol of goodness, which is essentially what we are. We radiate that light. We are the light of the world. And the more we purify the darkness within us, the more we can shine that light and extend it out to others. And the more compassionate we can be with others, when we don't require anything from other people, and we can just allow people to be exactly as they are, then we can be that light in the world and in someone else's life and in our own life. And when we're aligned with that light and that knowing, it feels really good to us. It's just a constant commitment to be right-minded in the present moment and trust. So the Magician card shows us that all the goodness and everything is within us. As I mentioned with the Sun card, we're the one that radiates the light. We get the wheels and everything in action. When we aligned our heart and our mind together and align with the spirit, then we can make wonderful things happen. We call forth wonderful opportunities, and we feel very joyous and happy. And we really can create the most amazing things when we put our minds to it, because the universe is always wanting to help us with our expansion. And we know that because everything in the universe is imaginal, then there is no lack, there is no shortage of resources, because everything is just imagined. And the only thing that blocks us is our beliefs. So we're working on shifting those beliefs and being open and expansive to the fact that we can create absolutely anything we want. The more loving we are, the better the things are that we create. The Hanged Man and Temperance. I like these two cards together because they're all about seeing things from a different perspective and rebalancing and rebirth. And we're constantly needing this process of seeing things from a different perspective. Every time that we create something, we get to see what we like and what we don't like, and then it gives us an opportunity to evaluate it with the spirit and to rebalance and to figure out what works and doesn't work. So we're always refining our beliefs and becoming wiser and more loving and expanded all the time. The Three of Pentacles is a card about teamwork, about creating things together and enjoying working together as a team. using our team exercises to help us be authentic and help us feel that shared joy of working together on anything. We're always working together on becoming more loving, more expanded. And we can share our approach to this with anyone and everybody. You know, when we make people feel as if they're not judged and included, then they open up to us more, they're attracted to us, they want to be around people who don't judge them and accept them as they are and love them as they are. So we invite wonderful opportunities to us when we see the world that way and approach all of everything that we do in the world with this mentality that we're all equal and that everyone has something wonderful to bring. We draw that goodness out of people, which is what the Spirit wants us to do, and is also what makes us happy. And to do that, we need to definitely attune to the higher mind all the time and remember our spiritual path. Remember that our intuition is our highest guidance, and whenever we attune to it, we're aligned with love, and we're going to be guided to do something that is helpful for us but is also loving and supportive of other people. The Ace of Swords. So every time we go back within, we have access to more and more information, because everything resides within us at all times and we can tap into it at all times. And I love that feeling. I've mentioned this before, when I go out for a walk and I feel very connected to the wisdom within me that's always there. We just have to quiet the mind and kind of get it focused in the right direction, and it feels really good. So the Ace of Swords is a card to show that we're constantly successful in our expansion of the mind. And yeah, it's a wonderful thing to always be in that place of change, always be in that place of knowing that we're moving forwards. And the more we move forwards, the more light and love we can bring to everything we do and to other people. And it just makes us feel happier and as if we're moving in the right direction, because our purpose is aligned with the whole, with God, and to what makes us truly happy. And that's essentially where it's at and what we're after all the time. So that was a sweet little reading today, I think. I hope you enjoyed it. I love you all. See you again. Bye.